So for the one person who watches my videos, you may have noticed that I didn't upload yesterday even though I said I'm planning to upload daily, but that is because my computer isn't working, so I'm gonna actually have to resort to playing some mobile games that I'm good at. So for example, Clash Royale. For those of you who like the game, I'll demonstrate how to use my deck and I'll do some live gameplay. So I'll hop into a battle. Season just ended, so I am at 5,300 trophies, which isn't amazing. But yeah, I'll place down a knight, just kind of gonna see what he has. I almost placed the Inferno Tower just a bit late, but that's the optimal placement, because it puts the Hog Rider within both range of the towers. You shouldn't rush like this. Like, I have no idea what his counters are, but I just decided to place a balloon. Luckily, he does have Firecracker, which will die to the balloon's death bomb when the balloon dies. So that's very good. I don't have much to counter these cards. I'm gonna have to hope that my snowball arrives in time to take out the skeleton barrel, but there we go. We are way ahead on damage, and it seems like a good match so far. So, right now, we don't want to rush everything. We only have 5 elixir, we wait till we have more elixir, and he seemed to rush, so I guess I'll place down an Inferno Tower. Sure, it's a negative elixir trade every time I do it, but I shut down his win condition, which means he doesn't get damage on my tower. Like, if I play Skarmy, he would end up like snowballing it or zapping it or earthquake, all the different counters. There are a lot of counters to spam, but Inferno Tower is very difficult to deal with. So I'm gonna wait for a second and then place the knight. I don't think there's any particular reason for it, but I just felt like that was a smart move. Actually, I didn't really need that snowball, but I don't want any damage. I want to keep the lead, but at the same time, you don't want to exert too much elixir, because otherwise he's going to take advantage of it and really whittle down your tower's health. And so trying to save your tower from getting any damage can inevitably really just damage it. And I'm just going to place that knight. I mean, the knight and wizard is probably enough to hold it off, but at the same time it's probably going to get some damage with the skeleton barrel, the firecracker. But actually it held off pretty well. And this isn't the optimal deck. I'm sure there are better decks out there. It's just the one that I've used to push to like Royal Champion and stuff like that. It's just what I'm used to and good at, and it's very effective from what I know. So that was okay. I mean, he did somehow connect to my tower. I don't remember what happened, but I'm sure you guys do because it's a recording. And that's assuming the recording doesn't like mess up completely. So yeah, you want to do Lumberjack and Loon. It's a bit of an overcommitment. A lot of the times I die to being counterattacked very strongly, but that's heavy damage. He's basically lost at this point. And yes, I don't have a heavy spell, so I can't just spell cycle him. But I rarely need that. I can basically balloon cycle, and even if it doesn't connect, it can still get a lot of damage because of the death bomb. It's very hard to stop this balloon because it's behind a wizard and a lumberjack. And the snowball is basically to slow units down and to take care of swarms, and that's a GG. And so that was a pretty easy match. I'm sure I made a lot of mistakes, but overall it just overpowered him. And I got a chest. So my record is 6,660 something trophies. I'm sure I'll show the screenshot for the video. And yes, this is definitely not the kind of videos I normally do. I normally do like Minecraft, and I think occasionally I've done other games, like IO games, when I first started my channel, and then I deleted those. But I am the leader of my clan. I've had this clan for over a year. I mean, I've only been playing for a bit over a year. I guess that's not really new to the game, but I'm not as experienced as most people who play it. Like this guy, Balthazar, he's pretty solid. I know him because of my friend's cousin, and he's been playing for like 3 years. Most people have been playing for like 3 years and some 4. So yes, I am new compared to most other people. But yeah, I shouldn't really compare myself a lot. But yes, I think my record for the leaderboard on local, which is North America, was 600 something in North America. But I'll show the screenshot in the video, but it's not that impressive. It's still good, but it's not that impressive. Soon I hope to reach, like, Ultimate Champion. Partly because my one friend said I'd never reach it, and I've actually gotten pretty close. I have not actually spent money on this game, and I could, but that's kind of a personal decision. Like, I used to not be able to, but now I have the ability to. It's just I decided to go full free to play because I can just say that I did it. But yes, the game does have a bit of an issue at the moment where it's very hard to max your decks. Like, my 5th slot... Okay, this is a bit of a rabbit trail, but I think they should add more slots, like 10, because there are so many good decks that I like. Sure, I can't max them all anytime soon, but this is my main deck. It's very effective. The top row is basically where I can rush. Sure, Snowball, Bats, Lumberjack can all be used on defense, like the bottom row. But yeah, so the top is my attack row, bottom is my defense row, but the top row is basically mainly for offense. And as I said before, you can use these for defense, but they're not as effective as when I use them for offense. Because if I place Lumberjack and then Balloon, that's very hard to take down. Say they use like a Tesla or an Inferno Tower, I can place Bats to distract the buildings, just to... or if they even place like a Minion Horde, I can use the Snowball to like slow them down, damage them, and then the Bats will just finish them off. And it's not always that effective. And they often like destroy my Bats with like Zap or Snowball or other kinds of splashes. So it doesn't always work out, but my Balloon connects most of the time, even against really good players, because it's just a pretty deadly combination, especially if I use it right. If I rush outright, then it won't really work out for me in the long run most of the time, because I end up being low on elixir and they rush me, and then I lose more than I destroyed. So Wizard is very good. I heard that they were gonna buff it at some point. I don't know if it's true anymore, because the thing is, he actually has pretty weak stats. Most people think he's really good is because everyone overlevels him. And Inferno Tower, not a lot of people use, but I love it because it's so great at taking out, like, even Expo. It can take out almost any tank, especially Golem. Like, I can rush the other lane when someone places a Golem, and then I place down Inferno Tower, and he just deals with it. Especially if they place a baby dragon and a Golem. It'll shred the Golem, it'll shred the baby dragon, and then it just has 2 little Golemites that each towers can pick off. So it's very effective, I believe, in this deck. Maybe Tesla could be better. Maybe, I don't really know. I like Inferno Tower the best. Skarmy I've loved since the beginning of the game. It's just a great swarm card. It's very effective. It can also serve as bait for like Snowball or Zap for the Bats, so I can send in the Bats on offense. And Knight, he's just a good tank. I think I've had him from the start. I just really like him as a tank. I mean, sure, he's not that strong, but he's very cheap and has a lot of hit points. And yeah. So this is basically my defense, this is my offense. And this is my second slot. This is what I'm maxing out right now. It's a very try-hard deck. I haven't mastered it yet, but I think I've gotten pretty good. The only card in this deck I've maxed is the Expo. And then this deck is also very fun. It's also used in very high level gameplay. And it's great because I have to max these cards, and then when I switch over to this deck and try to max this, I only have 3 more cards to max, because the other 5 cards are in this deck, and so when I max this, I just have 3 more cards to max, and I've got 2 other max decks. And then this, I chose this because Golem Beatdown is a classic deck, and because since I had maxed all my epics, and this deck has no epics, I was like, what epics do I choose? What do I collect? And so I had to create another deck. And so I created this. It's just a classic deck, and it has 4 epic cards. So I won't have to worry about not knowing what epics to choose from, like lightning chests or trades. So I have something to work towards. And it's a good deck. And this is just the deck that I used for the Prince Challenge. I don't think I lost a single time on the Prince Challenge with this deck. It's very effective. I'm very good with challenges. I love challenges. They're fun. And I know I haven't hopped into any games other than that first one yet, and I've been rambling for a while, but here are my emotes. So I've got all the exclusive emotes that are free except for the 21 emote. I was very salty about it. I wish I could have gotten it, but yes, it is extremely difficult to get. And I have every single free emote that doesn't cost gems to get, except for this guy. I just thought this was a funny emote, so I bought it from over here for 250 gems. But all the other emotes I got from challenges. I really like this one. It looks pretty cool. So I think that's one of my favorites. Basically, any of the newer emotes I love the best, because they're newer, and I haven't really spammed them enough. But I actually don't really have time to spam all the emotes in a challenge. Generally, every game I'll try to spam this one. I know it's kind of BM, but at the same time I'm trying to show them, my opponent, that it's okay that they lost, because I'm actually, I believe, pretty skilled at the game. So it's not like they just got beat by a noob. And this is a free tower skin that I got a few seasons back. I don't really remember which one. And so if any of you viewers do want to join my clan, then you do have to be 4,300 trophies or above to join. We generally kick out people when they're at 15 days or above of inactivity. But I don't know, I think we'll give him, like, this guy one more day. But we do allow people to rejoin the clan because they may be just busy with their lives and they may pick up the game again. And I'm not going to hold them against them for being inactive. So people can rejoin my clan once they get kicked. So I'm going to hop into another ladder match. This is a very fun deck to use, but at the same time I often get caught with overcommitting my cards. And that leads to a lot of losses, especially when I'm like, high trophies, I'm trying to trophy push, and then I end up losing a match, and I barely lose it. Every time this happens, I barely lose the match, and I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just win back my trophies the next round. Oh, this is a giant loon deck, which is actually amazing, because this Inferno Tower is going to shred both cards. Oh yeah, so losing streaks. So what you end up doing is you get really mad and you become very offensive. You will rush straight away because that's kind of what happens. Like, What happens is you rush right away, and then you end up suffering for it. And that anger will make you, like, continually be worse and worse and worse, and you'll lose tons of matches. I don't think it's because the game is broken in that way, and they want you to lose a bunch of trophies, and then quit the game, and then come back and gain back those trophies, which is often what happens. I think it's just the science behind the brain that kind of determines that. So if you are losing a bunch of trophies, don't keep playing. Sure, I'm not really practicing what I preach. I keep playing in that scenario every time until I gain back all my trophies, which sometimes I'll be doing that for hours. What you do is you put that down the game, which is very tough because you're very angry and you want to gain back your trophies. What you do is you put down the game, and you come back when all your anger has dispersed, all your frustration, emotion, whatever. That's the most effective way of stopping the losing streak. That's just a tip, I guess. So that's something you need to look out for. I think I say it's something you need to look out for in a lot of my videos. I guess that's just something I see a lot. So yeah, I'll stop that balloon. Death damage, I mean, it's not going to be enough to take down my tower. I'm going to rush, but he's not going to win. I mean, there's not much of a point in rushing. I'm probably going to take the tower. Yeah, it's going to be an easy tower trade. Or not trade, because we're not trading towers. If I've taken both of their towers, I try to let them take one of my towers, because, I mean, sometimes they just want to get a few crowns so they can level this up. I just feel like being nice. If I'm going to beat them that badly, I might as well just let them take a tower. But sometimes that really messes me up. They end up taking the tower and then 3 crown me. That's happened so many times. My generosity is often rewarded with the loss. So be very careful if you do decide to let people take your tower. It can really mess you up. You can lose an easily winning game by letting them take your tower. So do that with caution. So yeah, I start off with a Valkyrie. I think he's leaking Elixir right now. Oh, I see. I could have snowballed the minions back into my tower, but I don't think it was worth it. I did land a shot over there, so that is good. I'm just gonna bash that. I can snowball. I snowballed a little early. He did miss the freeze, so I guess it all evens out. I missed the snowball. He missed the freeze. I mean, actually, that was a worse situation for him. So I think I'm in the Elixir lead right now. I think he barely afforded that Valkyrie. I'm not actually that great at Elixir counting. I'm okay at card counting. Elixir counting is where you go to max Elixir, and you can count their Elixir based off of how many cards they've placed, how much those cards cost, and like based off of your own Elixir too. So I don't think I explained it very well, but it is something used by pros. I'm not really a pro technically then. But card counting is a bit different because say they have a Hog Rider as their win condition. They have to place 4 other cards before they can place another Hog Rider. So you count what's in rotation. You gotta see what cards they have and what's in rotation. That is a good play by him. The princess lowered my wizard's health, and then the fireball took it out. I think I heard something about the wizard elixir cost going down to 4, which would be a great thing because wizard is actually pretty weak. I mean, it's pretty good offensively, but it is pretty expensive and often is too easily countered. So I do support it. And yes, I am a bit biased because he's one of the cards in my max deck. But still, I think it is something that Super Shell... Yeah, Super Shell should do. He placed a wizard in the back. I mean, princess. So, one thing that's actually fun strategy that I use is that if I rush with a balloon over here, and they place a dart goblin in the back, or a princess, or a firecracker, you can kill that troop by the death bomb of the balloon. Because when it dies, the wizard, the firecracker, or the dart goblin, or any other swarmies that stick around long enough will be killed by the death bomb. So that is actually a very good strategy that you can use. So if someone places in the back, you can rush same lane, and it ends up taking out the princess, like, no matter what. So this guy kind of seems to know what's going on. I don't think I've seen him use the Hog Rider yet. Maybe he has. I'm just have a terrible memory. I mean, I do have a terrible memory. Oh, no. Okay, he hit the wizard into the princess. Why am I so bad at the names right now? So that actually kind of helped me out in terms of positive elixir trade. But he's getting a lot of damage on my tower. But right now, since he just wasted 3 elixir, I'm heavily rushing him. I'm gonna split Scar me. Okay, I saw that coming. Oh, he just fireballed my balloon towards his tower. Is it gonna connect? Oh, yes, it connected. Okay, GG. That was a close one. He almost took my tower. If it didn't connect, I think I would have lost that round. But yeah, that was a good game. You gotta remember to remain calm during a match. Your hands will get sweaty and your heartbeat increases and all that stuff. And you end up making a lot of mistakes because of that nervousness. So you gotta take a deep breath, and then it calms your nerves, and you play a whole lot better. You play a whole lot more rationally, and you'll win more matches. So that's another tip to keep in mind. And yes, I'm not amazing at the game. Maybe I am a lot better than some of you, but there are a lot of people a whole lot better than me. So you gotta check those channels out. Like OJ, he does good. He's pretty good. Although he does have a maxed out account, so you can use like any meta deck that he wants. So that is, I think I'm in similar skill level to him, but he probably has a bit more knowledge about the game than I. One of my strengths is that I know how to use almost every card, and I'm good at a lot of different decks, because I like experimenting with a lot of different decks. And I watch all of OJ's videos, I watch other YouTube videos. If you really want to get good at something like this game, Clash Royale, then what you do is you go on YouTube and you watch a lot of content on how to be good. You play a lot, and maybe even make multiple accounts. Like, I have access to, I think, 9 accounts. This is actually my 3rd account. I basically dedicated it to Expo. I mean, it's not very high level. I don't trophy push on this account. This is my 2nd account. It's also doesn't have a lot of trophies. It's actually similar trophy level to my 3rd account. And I haven't trophy pushed this at all. I've just trophy pushed to Challenger 3 and then, well, actually a bit higher than that. And then I got bored, as you can see. And I also use these accounts for Clan War. Sure, my videos aren't always that high quality, but I try really hard. I try to do the best with what I have. Like, before, when I first started making videos, all I had was QuickTime Player, which I'm using to do the audio for this video, to record my screen. And that was terrible. All I had was my slow school computer and QuickTime Player. Yeah, the videos came out very not easy to watch, let's just say. It was kinda laggy, because I had bad Wi-Fi too. Bad recording, there was no sound, unless if I like added it in with no copyright sound music. I don't know why I ended up getting a few subscribers. They probably shouldn't have subscribed for such trash. Most of my subscribers were just my friends anyway. But yeah, now my quality has gone up a bit, I believe. Even though I dropped in quality since my computer broke, and now I have to just try my best with what I have. It's still better than what I previously had, which I am grateful for. Yes, I do lose at times. I fast forwarded up the video because that was not a good ending, because I did want to end up the video with the win. Okay, so now I'm going to use this game as an attempt to end the video with a win. Sure, I'm not that high in trophies, but since the season just reset, these people are actually, like, pretty high level players. I mean, I'm not saying I'm great at the game. I'm a bit above average, I guess. Yeah, okay, I got the balloon connection. He's basically lost. He made a mistake. I mean, there's not really a way around it. Partly due to the power of my deck, and partly due to probably bad rotation, bad card placement, all that kind of stuff. So that's a good game. I didn't really want the last game to be such an easy win, and maybe I'll even lose, but it's probably game over, yeah. He said oops. I mean, what is there to say oops about for the Hog Rider? Okay. Should I place Lumberjack? If I center placed the Lumberjack, it would have probably increased the damage or taken out the tower. But I don't think it matters anyway. I'm gonna end up winning. Or maybe I'm a bit too overconfident and maybe he's gonna pull it out of the bag. But I kinda doubt it. I've faced this deck so many times before. This is one of the decks in one of my deck slots that I want to max. It's good, it's just very weak against this deck. I remember I used to lose to this deck, but I've just learned how to obliterate it, especially with a few tricks I learned along the way. But yeah, that's the power of my deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you later. Make sure to like the video if you've made it this far, and subscribe if you want more gaming content, and bye.